Before we start coding, we need the right tools. Let's install our web browser, text editor, and version control system, which is Git. But first, let's quickly understand what Git is and why we need it. And I hope why we need the web browser and the text editor is already clear. Okay. Um, Git is a version control system that helps developers track changes in their code, collaborate with others, and manage different versions of their projects efficiently. Every time you make a change, Git allows you to commit your work and roll back if needed. Like it's like almost an unlimited undo button for your code. It's widely used in the industry, and platforms like GitHub, GitLab, and Bitbucket help developers share and collaborate on projects using Git. Well, that's being said, let's be sure to differentiate between Git and GitHub. Git is a tool installed on your computer to track changes, right? And the GitHub is an online platform that stores Git projects and helps teams to work together. Okay. Now that we know why Git is essential, let's install everything we need. Let's begin with the web browser. If you don't have already, you can just go into that link. You will see it in the below, and I will edit. Don't worry. From that link and just press the download Chrome, and you will get and just automatically, if you are in Windows, you will install it automatically. And after that, we should have the text editor, okay, which I am using the Visual Studio Code. I strongly recommend, but you can choose whatever you feel comfortable with. And for the Visual Studio Code, you need to go into that link again. You will find in the below of the video in the description. Okay. And for the Windows, we just need to press that button here. And well, I already have the VS Code installed. After the installation is completed, you can add some extensions that I think which is very useful in the beginning. For example, you can have the prettier. Uh, it automatically automatically formats the code for better readability. And what else? We can install the live server, which also essential for opening our projects in the browser. Okay. Again, I will put all the names. You just go to this extension tab after you install the VS Code and write in this little window here, and whatever is came at the moment, it is because I have it installed already. You just press the install button here, okay, and everything is done automatically for you. You can also have the GitHub Copilot, okay, which is also can be very helpful in the beginning. And about the Git installation, again, for that we can go to this website here, and we also have the downloads for Mac and Linux and the Windows. Uh, After we install it, you can go into terminal, open this three dots here, and go to the terminal. And in the terminal, we just write git flag version, okay. And if you are seeing this, then you correctly installed it. Well, mine, yours is going to be a different version than mine, but if you have this version covered, you are basically okay. Okay. Next, we will link Git to GitHub securely using SSH. First thing first, we need to create a GitHub account, okay? And you can do this from GitHub webpage, which is github.com. After you create your account, after you sign up, we need to configure the Git with our details, okay? So basically, open your terminal, and then in the terminal, write this comment, these lines, one line at a time. First this one, press enter, and then the second line, press enter. Basically, you are creating your username, configuring the username and the email. After that, we need to generate an SSH key for authentication. Generate an SSH key for authentication. Um, in the terminal, this time we are going to write this, okay? This line. And here, whatever email you set for yourself, you need to place that email. After that, we need to copy and add the SSH key to GitHub. To do so, copy and add the SSH key to GitHub. In the Mac, if you have a Mac, you will write to the terminal this line here. You will add this to the terminal. And if you are in a Windows machine, there you want to write this line. Okay. And if you are a Linux user, we need this line here. Okay, then just you can test the SSH connection by adding this line to your terminal, like so. Okay. Now I will create a project and store it as a GitHub repo. To do so, first, let's create a folder, an empty folder, and name it GitHub YouTube test. Now let's drag and drop this folder to the VS Code, like so. Okay. Now, if we go to the source control inside of the VS Code, this comes with the VS Code. Let's click to that. You see that we have an option for initialize repository. Now, what this is going to do is it's going to initialize a Git repository inside of our project. As we already discussed before, Git is a software we download into our computer and we set it into our projects in order to follow up the progress in the project. Okay, so let's just click on that. And well, if we go back here into the project folder, you are not going to see any changes in that. But if we open the project here, you will see this Git folder. Okay. Now I will just create a file like something like script.js, a JavaScript file. And here I will write a simple code like console.log. And okay, and now if we go back to the source control, you see under changes, we have that file indicates the changes, current changes. And here we have three icons. One of them is the open file and the other one is discard changes, which is basically is going to revert all the changes we have done to this file if we don't want them. Let's press it and see the effect. Okay. And as you see, if we go back, the script.js file disappeared because it wasn't registered anywhere, and we just pressed the discard changes. Let's create it again. Script.js file and throw a simple code in it. Console.log. Okay, let's go back here. Now let's explore this one, the plus sign here. It's the stage changes. Well, once you start using the Git, you want to make a lot of changes. Like it will be a big project, hopefully, and you will have tons of changes you have done in different files. And maybe you want to register, you want to make a progress note basically for some of them, and for some of them you don't. So this plus sign here is allowing you to choose which files you want to commit. So here we see the commit button. This commit button is about saving the changes you have just made in your project. Let's just accept the stage changes in this file and we want to register it. Now here we need to write a little note to tell the Git what this changes is about. Actually, this little note is for us for the future, so we can distinguish the progress we have made. And I will like write here first commit, since what we have done here is not a big of a deal, and press commit. Okay. Now we got this publish branch button. What is this going to do is if your VS Code is already connected to GitHub, which is a hub for storing your projects, then by pressing this, we can simply register this project from our local environment to the GitHub uh, environment. Let's do that. I am already connected. Okay, as you see here, if you click on this account button, if you are also seeing your GitHub account, you are also good. And when I press the publish branch, I will see two options here: publish to GitHub as a private repo or as a public. I will choose the public one. Now my changes are pushed, and if I press the open on GitHub button like so, now the project is here and the changes I have made on the script.js file is here, and we just created a project and push it as a GitHub repo with the Git, of course. I hope your basic project setup makes sense. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I will come back to you. And please don't forget to support my channel, like and subscribe. See you in the next tutorial.